Oh, hey guys, I didn't know you were there. I was just having me a little smoothie. Can you see that? In my genuinely divine cup. Isn't it cute? Yes. So if you'd like to support the channel, go ahead and pick up you a beautiful, genuinely divine, undefined coffee mug on the merch shelf down below. Yes, yes, yes. I will really appreciate it. Libra man with Capricorn woman. Saturn and Venus. You know what? Saturn and Venus actually get along really well in the sky. You know what I mean? Because, you know, Saturn is all about structure. You know, the Capricorn woman, she's really structured, status oriented, you know, career oriented. And then you have Libra, who is all about beauty, love, and balance, you know? So when you put these two together, they actually are good on their very own. They can actually be really good friends, and they can be extremely cool with each other to a point that they may want to take the relationship further. So let's just get into it. Capricorn woman rules the 10th house. The 10th house is all about career and just climbing and wanting to be successful, wanting to have that, wanting to establish that status in their life. Capricorn woman probably had a difficult life, probably have a difficult life throughout her life, to a point that she really had to mature really fast. So young Capricorn women tend to be very old-minded. You know, they have this structured mind where they're just always in routine and they're always taking care of responsibilities. Libra, on the other hand, of course, they're like the type of people, they're very dependent upon other people. They actually identify with others very easily and very well, and that's how they really don't have their very own identity. That's why Libras really don't like to be alone. A lot of times Libras have to be with someone. They have a codependency upon others, and also they love beauty, they love nice things, they love to just beautify everything around them. They just love it, and they are in love with the idea of love. So what makes, for me, Capricorn and Libra actually could make a really good couple, because Capricorn woman is all about status. She don't really care a lot about emotion. It's mind over matter for her. Then you have Libra, who is very shallow, an air sign, who really just cares about what things look like rather than what they really feel like, because they're not really all about emotion. They have attachment, but they don't have a lot of emotions. Neither one of these signs focus a lot or put a lot of emphasis on emotion, you know? So with that being said, as a couple, they can actually do pretty well. When it comes to the communication, Libra is air, so air loves to communicate. That's what they do. The air is intellect. You know, it's all about the communication, talking, and just having conversations. So Libra loves to talk. And then you have even the quieter Libras. When you get them started, they won't shut up. You know, they will talk. And then you have Capricorn, who, you know, is an earth sign, who's all about that stability or whatever. A lot of times earthy women tend to love to gossip. I'm sorry, but they like to talk about people and things that's going on around in their world. If they're not talking about people or things, they're going to be talking about how they can actually, you know, climb that corporate ladder, or how they're going to start this new business, or doing something of that nature. So they actually can communicate often about a lot of different things. If they're not gossiping about other people, then they will be talking about how they're gonna buy this item, or, you know, how they're going to start this business or do this thing or that thing. So they can pretty much communicate about pretty much anything. Or they're gonna be kind of like combative. Wherever Capricorn is in Saturn, it's just too much structure, you know what I mean? It's just too much routine, and routine is actually boring. To be honest with you, it really is. So, you know, if Libra can settle down into a routine life and just really not, you know, have any spontaneity really in all actuality, then they can actually go the distance. But air does not like to be confined. Air does not have routine. Air does not have structure. Now, if you take earth anywhere, you know, if you dig up some dirt and you plant it somewhere or put it somewhere, that dirt is gonna sit there until you move it or something moves it, because it's going to stabilize itself. And that's what Capricorn does. It stabilizes, you know, it's stability. Air, you can take air and try and trap it somewhere. You cannot do anything with air. You cannot stabilize air. And if you do stabilize air, what purpose will it serve? It serves no purpose. You know what I mean? Like, it's just going to become contaminated air. It's going to explode. It's going to bust out of wherever you put it eventually, right? So these two are so different. That is why earth and water goes together really well, and then air and fire goes together really well, because when you have just earth and air, you get nothing. Really, you get borism to a certain extent, right? So that conversation can actually be pretty dry and boring, or they can be kind of, it depends on what else, you know, other aspects in the chart as well. But right now we're only talking about Libra and Capricorn energy. But with that being said, it can become really, you know, boring. Or, you know, if there's other aspects in the chart that's helping this out, like some more water and fire here, and, you know, having a balance of all four of the elements, then it can be some pretty good communication. When it comes to finances, a lot of times Libras will spend a lot of money on lavish things because, again, they love beauty. You know, they love nice things. They have to have nice things. Capricorn loves status, which means that they can spend money too, but they usually try to, you know, come up with a plan on how they're gonna spend. You know, maybe, okay, you know, like in 3 months, Capricorn woman would be like, in 3 months I'll have enough money to buy this, but it's not gonna break my savings account. When Libra, on the other hand, can actually save money to spend it all at one time, you know, on something that they really, really want. And then that could be a problem because of the simple fact Capricorn women don't feel like Libra really put enough planning into their finances or, you know, major purchases. Now, if Capricorn woman and Libra man are older, then this can change. But the younger ones, it can be different because Capricorn tend to age backwards. So they're like old when they're young, and then they're like young when they're old. The roles can actually, you know, be reversed actually. But however, when Libra set their eye on something that they want, they will actually break the bank to go and get it because they just really have to have it. They will take all of their savings and put it on that one item. So that can really be a problem for them, you know, because Capricorn may feel like Libra need to really, you know, think, you know, just think. Now, I'm not saying that all Libras are like that or all Capricorns are like that, because they're not. Because you have some Libras who are born on the cusp, of course, and then you have other aspects in the chart. And Libras can be very responsible to a certain extent because they do. They love balance, so they can be very responsible. But sometimes they can't help themselves when they see something that's really beautiful and they just really feel like they gotta have it. They will spend their money, okay? Otherwise, they can be pretty structured themselves when it comes to their finances, because if their finances are not balanced, a lot of times they won't be balanced. So they definitely can be budgeters. They can be, as well as Capricorn, because Capricorn women can sometimes be the ones who are not structured, to be honest with you, because sometimes they can be the ones who, you know, want to spend their money on clothing or shoes or whatever, and sometimes even going to the casino. You're not really, that's more of the Capricorn women who are born on the cusp of Sagittarius. But However, or whichever, they can be the type of women to not always be structured also. Again, you guys, as my disclaimer, I'm talking about hyper Capricorn energy and hyper Libra energy in my video, okay? Now, when it comes to work ethic for these two definitely can work. They both have great work ethic. Capricorn woman will work her fingers to the bone to have whatever, because she know that in this world it takes diligence and hard work to earn anything in this world. So she's not afraid of hard work because she's probably been working hard her whole life. Libra, on the other hand, they can sometimes be really lazy, but when it comes to making money, they will get up because they know that it takes money to buy those beautiful things that they wish to have in their life. So when it comes to work ethic, both of these have really good work ethic, so they can definitely build a nice little nest egg together and live a comfortable life together in all actuality, if they really have a common ground on how to spend their money and things of that nature. When it comes to the bedroom, it can be a little structuralized, where Capricorn can be a little structured. There are certain things she's not going to do or she's not going to allow. Those Capricorn women who are born on the cusp of Aquarius, they can be a little bit more open to things, opposed to Capricorn women who, you know, were born in the mid, you know, in the middle of the sign where they're not on the cusp. They can be a lot more structured. Now, those who are born on the end can be like open to many different ideas. They can be very innovative when it comes to the bedroom, and, you know, creative, you know, and having fun and just, you know, down for whatever. But those who are not on that cusp, a lot of times they tend to be very structured. They are concerned about so many different things, and then they're just like, they don't show a lot of passion in the bedroom, so they can just really be boring. Thinking about Earth is just dry. It is just boring, you know. It's just there, without air, without trees, without water, without fire. Like, Earth would just be dirt. It's nothing, okay? I mean, so with that being said, sometimes now we would definitely have to look at the Mars placement to really be able to break this down in the bedroom. But again, we're talking about Capricorn and Libra energy here. Capricorn, they just don't put a lot of emphasis on love making. They can actually be the type of woman to put a schedule for when they will have sex, because they are so busy with their life and trying to build their career that they're not really interested in emotions or sex. That's not at the top of their priorities. That's not at the top of their list, okay, of things to do. You know, Libra, on the other hand, they're just very empty, hollow, and shallow, so they don't really have a lot of emotions, but they do like to, you know, engage in activities, especially those that's born on the cusp of Scorpio. Of course, they're like very so the Virgo Libras, they can probably be more a Virgo Libra with a Capricorn, yeah, not so great. But I think that Libra Scorps are very sexual. They have a lot of passion. They show a lot of passion in the bedrooms. So with their Cappy woman, they can actually be very expressive, but sometimes they don't always get back what they put out with the Capricorn woman, because sometimes the Capricorn woman can be just a little bit reserved. Because remember, Saturn is restrictive, which means that Capricorns sometimes restrict themselves from allowing themselves to just really be free. They stay in this structured type, you know, mindset throughout everything, even during sex. So it can sometimes be a little bit difficult to really express with a Capricorn woman. But again, it all depends on the Mars placement, you know what I mean? So we'll definitely have to look at the Mars placement and see what is going on with that part. And if you would like for me to do that for you, to do a synastry chart, check out my website at genuinely-divine.com, and I will be able to do that for you. So overall, you guys, Libra man and Capricorn woman can actually, they can be pretty good together. Eventually, it will turn into more of a friendship or a business partner type situation. Eventually the structure, the routine, you know, is gonna become just a little bit too much for Libra, you know, and just like they're gonna eventually become very bored in the relationship or dissatisfied in the relationship, and then they're gonna go their separate ways, or they're gonna continue on, and someone in the relationship, if not both parties, are just not going to just be happy. It will just be for the sake of status on the Capricorn woman part to stay, and then it will just be for the sake of beauty and the idea of being in love for Libra. So is it a match made in heaven, or is it a match that heaven rejected? This one, you guys, is a match that heaven rejected. But remember, guys, any relationship can work. Any zodiac sign with any zodiac sign can actually work. First of all, there's so many different things in your chart that you have to look at to really do an accurate compatibility. Also, if you guys find a common ground and you understand each other and you listen to one another, not just the words that come out of their mouth, but the actions of the person that you're in love with, then you will be able to know what you should be doing and what you should not be doing in order to save the relationship. You will know how to make the relationship flourish. But if you ignore and you can't find that common ground, then that means that you should not be in this relationship, because you shouldn't have to change who you are completely as a person to make a relationship work. Now, when you have to do that, that's just too much. Now, if you have to make some minor adjustments, that's fine, because we all will have to do that. Because two people coming together to agree on one idea, then yeah, there's going to have to be some type of compromise, you know? So yeah, when you're in a relationship and you don't have to compromise as much, you can really just feel free being yourself and you still love each other. That's when you know that you're with someone that you're very compatible with. And I think a lot of people feel like all relationships take a lot of work. If your relationship take a lot of work, then that's not compatibility. That is a relationship that is made by man and definitely not by the universe. And mainly, and the reason why I say that is because if you gotta work hard at loving someone, why does love have to be a job? You already have to work for a living, you know, work in this life. No matter how blessed you are, you still have to do something, you know, in this lifetime. So why do you have to work at love when it should come naturally, kind of like breathing and sleeping, you know? It should happen like that. If it does not happen like that, chances are you guys are not compatible. So with that being said, you guys, is it a match made in heaven, or is it a match that heaven rejected? This is a match that heaven rejected. And until the next time, you guys, I wish you so much love, peace, and so many wonderful, wonderful, wonderful blessings. Bye.
He knows how to turn things up.